Okay, attention, please.
Moments in a story. B. Listen. How did Mateo and Brian get lost? Remember that time we were hiking in Utah? When we got lost? That was funny.
Why? What happened?
We were on this trail, and it was getting dark. Then Brian says, "Where are we?" Yeah, we couldn't see a thing, and we walked off the trail. It was that bad. Yeah, there were all these trees around us, and we were so lost. And we're thinking, oh no, and we're both getting kind of scared. We just wanted to get out of there.
I bet.
And Brian says, "Should we jog a little?" And I go, "Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's go." So we started jogging. And we said to each other, "We've got to stick together in case anything happens."
I repeat, attention.
Why? What happened?
We were on this trail, and it was getting dark. Remember that story? B. Listen. How did Mateo and Brian get lost? Remember that time we were hiking in Utah? When we got lost? That was funny.
Why? What happened?
We were on this trail, and it was getting dark. Then Brian says, "Where are we?" Yeah, we couldn't see a thing, and we walked off the trail. It was that bad. Yeah, there were all these trees around us, and we were so lost. And we're thinking, oh no, and we're both getting kind of scared. We just wanted to get out of there.
I bet.
And Brian says, "Should we jog a little?" And I go, "Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's go." So we started jogging. And we said to each other, "We've got to stick together in case anything happens."
Okay, so what happened in this story?
They lost in the trail.
Yes, they lost. And what they did?
Join for the search.
Okay, yes, you're starting jogging. Okay, here we have the conversation we listened a moment ago. Here they are telling a story, in this case, to Kim. So when we want to tell a story, we want to give more importance in some parts of the story, not on the complete, because maybe they are not important. So in this case, when you want to highlight a moment, when you want to give more importance to a moment of a story, you change to present. How? Okay, this action happened in the past, so we use past. We were scared, but to give more importance, to give more impact, we change in present. So instead of saying we were both getting scared, we say we are both getting scared. We change in present. Other example, we start jogging in past, but to highlight, we start jogging. Other example, Brian ran for help in past, but to highlight, Brian ran for help. Yes, no, or less. Other example. Anaí, Alejandro, Pedro. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me. Yes, no, I repeat. Tell me. We are okay in this part?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Also, we have this option to highlight to give more importance in a moment of a story. This and this. Remember, this singular, but with is near. This singular, but far. So we use this and this to highlight, to give more importance to people, things, and events. Like the example here. There were all these trees. I'm lost, and with all these trees, I don't know where I can go. So we have these two more options to give more importance. We have comments in this part?
Yes.
Okay, tell me. Okay, so in this case, now let's search in this conversation what important points they gave more importance. Remember, we change in present and we use this and this. You have a couple of minutes.
Mm, mm, this tail. We were on this tail.
Okay, you check it. What parts Mateo and Brian highlight?
When walked out here, right?
And we walk on the trail. Can be, but this is in past. Remember, we need to change in present. This is an important part also, but we need to change in present.
They're about getting kind of scared.
Exactly. Tell me, this expression, should we jog a little, is in present or is in past?
Present.
Present.
Exactly. This is other moment. We have more moments.
Mm, We are both getting king of scared.
Yes. And we have this other expression. We go to stick together in case anything happens. Can be an option.
Yes.
Exactly. Because it is in present. So they are highlighting three moments. They are getting scared. Should we jog a little? And we need to stick together in case that something happens. Here, they are not highlighting the complete story, only some parts. We have questions? Comment? Something?
No, teacher.
Okay. So, we have this activity. Can you help me please with the instructions, Anai? Or a volunteer to help me to read the instructions, please?
Me, teacher.
Okay.
In the instructions, right?
Yes.
Read more of the conversation. Change the underlying verbs to the simple present or present continuous to make the story more dramatic. Then listen and check your answer.
Exactly. So here we need to transform the verbs that underline in simple present or present continuous according to the audio. So I need your attention. Okay? You can do it. Let's concentrate.
Page 7. 3. Listening and strategies. A lucky escape. B.
Okay, give me a moment. This is not the audio. Okay, well, we don't have audio for this one, but let's do this together. We have the example with Brian. We have, yeah, and all of a sudden, we hear this noise. We have the sentence in simple past, so we transform in simple present or present continuous. Transform.
Simple present.
Simple present. Exactly. So is we hear this noise. Let's go with Mateo. My goodness. We have Mateo, and I looked over at Brian. How we transform? We look. We looked. And I looked. Simple present, present continuous.
Simple past?
Yes, the sentence is in simple past. But remember, we have to transform in present or present continuous to have a more dramatic story. So it's I looked, simple past. How we transform it?
And I look over at Brian.
I look, exactly, in simple present. And I look over at Brian and I saw his face was white.
And I see his face
Mhm.
His face is white.
Exactly. And he was starting to run fast.
And he is start to run fast.
He's starting, to run fast. Well, yeah, I mean, it was a weird noise. So I was thinking,
I think.
okay, the sentence is in past continuous. We transform in present continuous. So, so I
I am thinking.
I am thinking exactly. Wait a minute. What happened to our plan to stick together? So I start to run with him.
I
I
start.
start.
I start to run with him. Yeah, we were running through the trees, scared to death. It was hilarious. It was just like in a movie.
We're running.
We are running exactly. Mhm. Very good, excellent. We have questions, comments, something, traumas, pucheros. No? All clear? Totally clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Okay. We have this situation. Replace a, an, and some with this or this in the story below. Then take turns telling the story with a partner. You have to select the correct option. Mhm. Remember, you need to replace a friend. I use this or this. Remember, this, near. El other this, far. Uh-huh. So, remember, singular and plural. So you need to pay attention to the context to select what is the correct option. Let's see. I have a friend who's always getting into funny situations. What we use? This or this? With E. I have a friend who's always getting into funny situations.
This?
This. This.
This one, the short? The short or the long?
Yes, I
The
heard.
long.
The long. Yes, can be because it's not in this moment with you. Can be. So you need to complete this uh-huh, with these two words. Oh my god, that's a lot. You need to complete the the text with these two words. Okay? You have, let's see, 4 minutes to complete. Don't forget, send your evidence in the WhatsApp group. Pay attention in the context. 4 minutes. Okay, finish?
No.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Okay, let's check. So we say in number 1, we use this, the long. I have a friend, sorry, I have this friend who's always getting into funny situations. One time she was invited to this short or
This.
this long?
This
This
show.
long.
Short.
This show.
Invited to this, the short, going away party. And she ended up getting totally lost and wandering around the neighborhood she didn't know. Anyway, she finally sees a
Teacher,
huh?
what what is different pronunciation? This short, this low.
This, the short,
Mhm.
is an object near, near. And this, the long, far. The object is far.
Yeah, in the pronunciation.
It's the same. The pronunciation is the same. Because I told you this, the short, T-H-I-S is the short. And the long, T-H-E-S-E. To identify, because the pronunciation is the same. It's the same.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So she finally sees a
This
Long or short?
Short.
She sees this. Finally, she sees this house with.
This long.
This long.
Cars outside. And.
This long.
This long.
This long.
People were barbecuing in the backyard. So she knocks the door and.
This
short.
Nice guy lets her in. He thought she was one of his wife's friends. Anyway, she spent about an hour talking to
this long.
This long.
This people before
this long.
This long.
Guys bringing out a big birthday cake and candles and everything. Then she finally realized it was the grown party. Oh my goodness. Imagine you're having a good time talking about stories, talking about yourself, and finally it's a different party. You are in the grown party. My goodness. Okay. So we have questions, comments, or something in this part?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay. I need to tell you. Okay, yes. Now let's listen an audio. We have a lucky escape. We have, you are going to hear a story about a skiing accident. Aaron was skiing with friends when one of them fell down the mountain. Circle 4 questions you want to ask to Aaron. So select the questions you want to do to Aaron about the accident. You have 2 minutes, very fast. Circle your 4 questions. Tell me when you have it. Okay, you have your questions to Aaron? Okay, so now let's listen in audio and pay attention because you have to answer the questions that you select. So attention please.
3. Listening and strategies. A lucky escape. B. Listen. Write answers to the questions you chose. Then share answers with a partner. Can you remember the entire story together? This one time, some friends and I were skiing up in Idaho. And a friend of mine fell 1,200 feet down this mountain.
1,200 feet?
Yeah!
No kidding.
Yeah! He was just tumbling down. Looked like a rag doll. He was unconscious, bouncing off cliffs that dropped 10, 15 feet at a time, you know?
Oh.
He finally got down to the bottom and slid out about 300 yards on the snow. And we all thought he was dead. Like, we were looking down at him. He wasn't moving, so we had to ski down to him. I thought he was dead, so it was pretty scary. But anyway, we got to him. He was unconscious. After a couple of minutes, we kind of shook him and stuff, and he woke up. He was like coughing, and he's got 2 bumps on his head about this big. His one eye was closed shut.
Wow. You know, it's a miracle he survived that.
It is a miracle. And so, I stayed with him, and two other guys skied down, and a rescue team came about 4 hours later and took him out. Flew him to the hospital in a helicopter.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big deal. It definitely gave me a new perspective on life.
Oh, yeah. Wow. How did you guys get a hold of the rescue team?
These guys, our friends, hiked out. Like, they skied down. We were pretty far into the park and high up.
Right.
So they skied down and hiked out to the trailhead. Got in their car and drove to town, you know?
Wow. The guy was really lucky.
Yeah,
Do you still keep in touch with him?
I do. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Is he still skiing or...
He's, well, not yet.
No. How long ago was that? About a year or two ago?
No, that was about 3-4 months ago.
Oh, really? Now, does he have any broken bones?
No, that was amazing. He didn't break anything.
You mean he didn't have any... He just had a few bumps on his head and nothing more?
Yeah, but, well, he was in the intensive care unit for about 5 days just being under observation. He hurt his neck, but it was okay.
Wow. I can't believe he didn't break any limbs.
Yeah, he was lucky. He's fine now.
I repeat, attention.
B. Listen. Write answers to the questions you chose. Then share answers with a partner. Can you remember the entire story together? This one time, some friends and I were skiing up in Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And a friend of mine fell 1,200 feet down this mountain.
1,200 feet?
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah. He was just tumbling down. Looked like a rag doll. He was unconscious, bouncing off cliffs that dropped 10, 15 feet at a time, you know?
Ooh.
He finally got down to the bottom and slid out about 300 yards on the snow.
Uh-huh.
And we all thought he was dead. Like, we were looking down at him. He wasn't moving, so we had to ski down to him. I thought he was dead, so it was pretty scary. But anyway, we got to him. He was unconscious. After a couple of minutes, we kind of shook him and stuff, and he woke up.
Uh-huh.
He was like coughing, and he's got 2 bumps on his head about this big. His one eye was closed shut.
Wow. You know, it's a miracle he survived that.
It is a miracle. And so, I stayed with him, and 2 other guys skied down, and a rescue team came about 4 hours later and took him out. Flew him to the hospital in a helicopter.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal. It definitely gave me a new perspective on life.
Oh, yeah. Wow. How did you guys get a hold of the rescue team?
These guys, our friends, hiked out. Like, they skied down. We were pretty far into the park and high up.
Right.
So they skied down and hiked out to the trailhead. Got in their car and drove to town, you know?
Wow. The guy was really lucky.
Yeah,
Do you still keep in touch with him?
I do. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Is he still skiing or...
He's, well, not yet.
No. How long ago was that? About a year or two ago?
No, that was about 3-4 months ago.
Oh, really? Now, does he have any broken bones?
No, that was amazing. He didn't break anything.
You mean he didn't have any... He just had a few bumps on his head and nothing more?
Yeah, but, well, he was in the intensive care unit for about 5 days just being under observation. He hurt his neck, but it was okay.
Wow. I can't believe he didn't break any limbs.
Yeah, he was lucky. He's fine now.
Ready, or you want to hear one more time?
One more time.
Okay.
One
I
more
put
time.
the audio, but now the audio is going to be a little bit Slower. So, give me a moment. Okay, attention.
Looked like a rag doll. He was unconscious. Right answers to the questions you chose. Then share answers with a partner. Can you remember the entire story together? This one time, some friends and I were skiing up in Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And a friend of mine fell 1,200 feet down this mountain.
1,200 feet?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. He was just tumbling down. Looked like a rag doll. He was unconscious, bouncing off cliffs that dropped 10, 15 feet at a time, you know?
Oh.
He finally got down to the bottom and slid out about 300 yards on the snow.
Uh-huh.
And we all thought he was dead. Like, we were looking down at him. He wasn't moving, so we had to ski down to him. I thought he was dead, so it was pretty scary. But anyway, we got to him. He was unconscious. After a couple of minutes, we kind of shook him and stuff, and he woke up.
Uh-huh.
He was like coughing, and he's got 2 bumps on his head about this big. His one eye was closed shut.
Wow. You know, it's a miracle he survived that.
It is a miracle. And so, I stayed with him, and 2 other guys skied down, and a rescue team came about 4 hours later and took him out. Flew him to the hospital in a helicopter.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big deal. It definitely gave me a new perspective on life.
Oh, yeah. Wow. How did you guys get a hold of the rescue team?
These guys, our friends, hiked out. Like, they skied down. We were pretty far into the park and high up.
Right.
So they skied down and hiked out to the trailhead. Got in their car and drove to town, you know?
Wow. The guy was really lucky.
Yeah,
Do you still keep in touch with him?
I do. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Is he still skiing or?
He's, well, not yet.
No. How long ago was that? About a year or 2 ago?
No, that was about 3, 4 months ago.
Oh, really? Now, does he have any broken bones?
No, that was amazing. He didn't break anything.
You mean he didn't have any? He just had a few bumps on his head and nothing more?
Yeah, but, well, he was in the intensive care unit for about 5 days just being under observation. He hurt his neck, but it was okay.
Wow. I can't believe he didn't break any limbs.
Yeah, he was lucky. He's fine now.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so tell me, where, well, in this case for Aaron, where were you skiing? In what place they were skiing? Number 1, where were you skiing? No ideas? Where this accident happened? Tell me. Where this accident happened?
I never understand that part.
Ohio?
It's similar. The name
Idaho?
Idaho. Uh-huh. Exactly. It was in Idaho. What distance had the friend fall?
1,200 feet.
1,200 meters. 200 feet.
Huh? Exactly. What the friends did when the friend fell? What the friends did when the friend fell? They escaped. They run. They start crying. What they did? No ideas? Okay, in this case, the friends went to the friend to see if he is uh, alive, vivo. Okay, number 4. How badly was he hurt? How badly was he hurt? The friend break the arms, break the legs. What happened with the friend?
Anything. It's a surprise, all of them.
Hmm? Yes, exactly. Nothing serious happened to him, but he had 2 bumps, chichones, bumps in the head. This is a new word. Is B-U-M-P is bumps, chichones. Only this happened. Um, let's see. Did he have to go to the hospital?
Yes, it's okay, but this in observation.
Yes, exactly. He went to the hospital and he was in observation. And in this moment, in the present, he's okay?
Yes,
Exactly. Very
he
good.
hurt the neck, but he's okay.
Exactly. Very good. So now, in Teams, you have to create, you have to invent a story. A story similar, a story similar to the Brian and Mateo, or a story similar to this one, the story of the friend of Aaron. Uh-huh. Maybe when you get lost, when you have an accident, you can invent the story. Remember, you can use simple present or present continuous to give more importance in some parts. Okay? Questions? All together have to participate. Well, all the members of the team have to participate. Okay? Questions? Viviana, Michelle, Samantha, questions?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay.
No, teacher.
So I need your participation. Send your evidence in the WhatsApp group and please no Spanish. For this activity you have 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh, what what do we have to do?
Okay, let's see. Who wants to start? Let's see. Volunteer or victim? Volunteer or victim? Okay, I select a victim. Please, let's see. Pilar, please tell me the story of your team. Pilar.
Yes, in my team, comments birthday of Leonardo and a funny story for her birthday.
Uh-huh.
And this guys funny in the party, but he it's she lives in another city and didn't funny very good, and that's it.
Okay, good job. Please, Pilar, select a victim.
Carla.
Okay, we have two Carlas. So tell me
Carla
who?
Itzel.
Carla Itzel, please.
Yes, teacher. Will the waited Alejandro climbed over the archow and humped up and down the tubes, but things were closer to goal and Alejandro was distracted. Lost his balance, fell to ground, hit, hit his forehead and started bending from his nose. He was very scared first because it hurt and second because he knew that his mother was going to scold him because he was boarding to whoop their signs it was not a place to play. They took him to the doctor, the Dix X-rays, and ordered treatment for the bomb on his head. Fortunately, the fellow was nothing more than a scar and there was no fracture, but every day there are many accidents at home and school and other street too that compromise health and something cost the lives of children and adults.
Okay, excellent job.
Finish. Finish.
Very good, excellent. Please choose a victim.
Arturo.
Okay, Arturo, please. Oh, I think he just entered. Can you select other victims, please?
Yes. Guillermo.
Yes, Guillermo, you want to participate. I know. Can you tell us the story, please? But I think Guillermo escaped. My goodness. Okay, Guillermo, it's okay. So let's see. Aline, yes, you want to tell us the story. Please, Aline. My God, what happened, guys? It's only a story. Come on. Let's see other big team. Viviana, please.
Yes, teacher. When I was 8 years old, my uncle bought a motorcycle and took me to visit my cousin, but on the way we had an accident, and I remember that my girlfriend, my legs and my hands were bleeding. I was scared and crying, and my uncle was worried. Then he arrived nurse to ask if we were okay, and then we went home, and my grandmother cured me. Fortunately, nothing more serious happened.
Okay, good job. Excellent. You did an excellent job, guys. Very good. Okay, so with this, we finish lesson C. So just to remember, guys, tell me when we use simple present in a story. When we use it. When we use simple present in a story. Let's remember when I can use it. Simple present in a story.
When you talk about the situation, how about what you think in that part when you or in time when you are living the moment.
Okay, that's the idea. That's the idea. Is to give more importance in one moment of the story, one important part of the story. And when we use this short and this long, when we use it, this short and this long.
To upset persons or moments, places.
Exactly. We can use for the same situation to give more importance, maybe an important object for the story, an important place, an important person. Very good. So we have questions with this topic, lesson C. Yes, no, less. Teacher, well, tell me. My God, guys, you don't answer me. For the hell, why? Tell me. Yes, no, questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Ina, thank you. My goodness, you break my small heart, guys. My God. Okay, before to lesson D, let's check assistance. When you hear your name, please say here. Alberto. Pablo.
Here, teacher.
Samantha. Esperanza.
Here, teacher.
Brenda.
Here, teacher.
Viviana.
Here, teacher.
Juan.
Here.
Paola.
Here, teacher.
Pedro.
Here, teacher.
Nancy Rosas.
Here, teacher.
Estela. Atsil.
Here.
Armando. Liliani.
Here.
Guadalupe.
Here, teacher.
Karime.
Here.
Carla Itzel.
Here, teacher.
Pilar. Miguel. Andrés. José Reyes.
Teacher. Here,
Yes.
teacher. Sí, here, sorry.
Andrés and José Reyes are here, right?
Sí.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Samantha is here. Thank you, Samantha. Arturo.
Here, teacher.
Guillermo.
Here, teacher.
Anaí.
Here.
Michelle.
Here, teacher.
Rodrigo.
Here, teacher.
Osvaldo. Mauro.
Present.
Thank you. Nancy. Leon.
Here.
Yvette.
Here, teacher.
Francisco.
I am here, teacher.
Johanna.
Here, teacher.
Einar.
Here, teacher.
Aline.
Here, teacher.
Jessica. Amairani.
Here, teacher.
Gerardo.
Here, teacher.
Leonel. Noé.
Here, teacher.
Aura. Alejandra. Montero.
Here.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go with lesson B. Tell me when you see my screen.
Teacher,
Yes.
sorry, I don't listen my name.
Your name, please.
Luis Leonardo Moreno.
Luis Leonardo.
Moreno Escobar.
Ah, okay. You are not in my list. You are new, right?
Okay.
Luis Leonardo Moreno.
Yes. Escobar.
Moreno Escobar. Sí. Eres nuevo, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. ¿Ya estás en el grupo de WhatsApp?
Sí.
Okay. So, thank you. You prefer Luis or Leonardo?
Leo, please.
Leo. Perfect. So let's go with lesson D. Lesson D, against the odds. Odds is similar to problems, to dificultades, hard situations. Against, versus. It's similar, versus. We have the lesson objective. Can you help me, please, Yvette, to read the lesson objective?
Who, teacher?
Yvette. Yvette, okay, Yvette is having problems, maybe. Mairani, can you help me, please?
Yes, teacher. Lesson objectives. Be the end of the lesson. Sorry. By the end of the lesson, student will be able to write an anecdote about a passing science.
Thank you so much. Yes, let's see how can we write a story when we find a difficult situation. Difficult is not always bad. Difficult is maybe that you need to demonstrate your abilities, your skills, and maybe when everything say that you can do it. This kind of anecdotes. So tell me, guys, what kinds of competitions in this moment are there on TV in this moment? What kinds of competitions?
Netflix.
Okay.
Disney Plus.
Not competitions of companies, maybe competitions of programs. Yes. Well, my question was
Survivor.
Yeah. Okay, Survivor.
Master Chef.
By Alan.
Dance contents.
Miss Exathlon.
Oh yes, the Eternal program. It's too long. Sorry, sorry. It was my personal opinion. Other ideas?
Yeah.
Programs reality shows.
Reality shows, for example.
Acapulco Shore.
Okay, this is one.
Acapulco Shore is reality, no?
Well, yes, like La Casa de los Famosos also is a reality, but at the end it's a competition. At the end it's a competition because you win something, so can be.
In the after is 100 Mexican seats.
Okay, yes, also. Well, we have a long, long list of competitions. But tell me, you have a favorite?
Not really, teacher. Oh, for example, is the program Shark? The Sharks?
Shark Tank?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. Okay. Rest of you, you have your favorite competition program?
I think Hexagon or Ninja American Warrior.
Oh, this one is good. The Ninja American. Okay.
In my case, a long time ago, I saw La Isla.
Yes, also. It's similar like Survivor, right?
Yeah, so.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. So, well, with these programs, it's a little bit about the context because, well, we are going to see a person who participates in one of these programs. But before, let's see vocabulary. We have this one, blind, blind.
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 Blind. Blind.
Blind.
Exactly when you, well, you born with this situation or something happened and now you are blind. You can see anything, nothing. You need maybe a dog to help you or you need something. Be careful with your hands or things like that. We have wipe up, wipe up.
White up.
White
Wait,
up.
wait up.
White up.
Exactly.
Wipe
Wipe up. Wipe up is when you cook, but very fast with a lot of ability, almost like a chef. And we have eyesight. Eyesight.
Eyesight.
Eyesight.
Eyesight.
For example, when you go with the optometrist do eyesight exams to see if you can, if you need glasses or not. An eyesight, vision. So with this part, let's read a small article about Christine a blind chef crowned master chef. So here we have the story of her. We have a small introduction. We have, from the moment she took those first tentative steps onto the national stage, amateur chef Christine Ha captured Americans' heart. So I need a volunteer to help me with the next paragraph, please.
Me, teacher?
Yes.
Okay, during the season 3 MasterChef final, Ha won the title $2,050, and es que está medio borroso, miss. And a cookbook deal, beating out about 100 other home chefs, but that's not what makes her so inspiring. Ha is blind, the first blind contestant on the show. I think there are a lot of people who completely discontinued me, has said. People will say, what is she doing? Is she going to cut her finger off? But I cooked at home for years without vision, so if I can't do it at home, I don't see what I don't see why I can't prove to everyone else I can do it on national TV. ¿Le sigo?
No, thank you so much. Please, can you continue, Nancy? Leon, please. Week after
Yes,
week.
teacher. Week after week, the 33 years old who lives in Houston, Texas, managed to whip up culinary masterpieces with only her senses of taste, smell, and touch to guide her.
Continue, please.
Okay. I called to see what anyone else was doing. I was solely focused. The pronunciation, ¿está bien?
Focus.
Focus. I was solely focused on myself, and I think that helped me. It gave me an advantage. She said when I came out of it, it was the most stressful, intense experience of my life. It was amazing.
Thank you. Esperanza, can you help me, please?
Yes, teacher. Colors nearly all of the first I still about 5 years old after being diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that attacks the optic nerve. When I lost my vision, where was one time I tried to make a tail but jelly sandwich. She said I recalled getting it at all over the country. I just started screaming and was wondering if I would ever cook again.
Thank you. And please, Paola, can you help me with the rest, please?
Yes, both sides did more had picked herself up of the counter. She started her own blog, which is how the producers of MasterChef discovered her. No official MasterChef site. I just want people to realize how they have in themselves if they really want to, if they have passion, had fear, had drive, had desire, you can overcome an obstacle and any chance to really achieve what you can prove yourself to the world. Everyone is very capable, much more capable than they are.
Thank you so much. So, tell me, what did you think about the story of Christine? What do you think about this story? No opinions?
It's a intense history and it's inspiradora. How do you
Okay.
say?
Inspiring.
Okay, it's an inspiring story.
Okay. Imagine you have this condition. You are blind. Would you enter to this kind of competition? Not only cooking, maybe like Survivor or things like that. Would you enter?
Not really, it's more difficult.
Okay. Just imagine. It's difficult in the case for she enter for cooking. You don't see first where is everything. Because remember, blind people need first recognize everything with the hands, with the steps. Now this is a new place. Also recognize when the food is ready, when you need to cut, things like that. Even when you see, you, well, quemamos el agua. So when you can see, now imagine when you can see. Well, so we have questions with pronunciation or vocabulary. Questions, yes, no.
Teacher, One question. Cookbook, what is the pronunciation?
Cookbook.
Cookbook?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
What is the
Teacher,
pronunciation?
you first.
Oh, okay, thank you. In the word capable, capable,
Which paragraph?
is the finale paragraph.
What? This one?
No, is everyone is very capable, capable. Yes.
Ah, okay. Everyone. Capable.
Capable. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I hear other person.
Yeah. What's the meaning of solely?
Like I was solely, it's like I was just concentrate. I was focused. I only was paying attention in this. I was alone,
Okay,
paying attention.
it's similar to just and only and alone.
Just more or less.
Okay.
We have more questions.
Me, teacher. What mean a gift? A ship? Yep.
Which paragraph?
The last one.
Achieve?
Yes.
The meaning is like obtain, alcanzar, lograr.
Okay.
Achieve.
Thank you.
We have more questions. Okay. Here we have. Find the words below the article. Which of the two meanings is used in the article? Circle A or B. We have example number 1. Tentative. We have two possible meanings. Not final and not certain or confident. In the text, they are using the meaning not certain or confident. So let's select the correct meaning for each word. We have number 2, a cookbook deal. We have two options. The chance to publish her own cookbook, or B, free cookbooks. A cookbook deal.
The chance to publish your own book cookbook.
Exactly. Very good. Number 3, beaten out. A, mixing rapidly in a bowl or winning against.
Letter B.
Exactly. And even we have this expression in one song of Michael Jackson, that the beat it is like you need to win against the people. Number 4, discounted. A, reduce the price, or B, did not consider seriously.
B.
Letter B.
Okay. Number 5, wipe up. We check this, I told you. Wipe up.
Make quickly and easily.
Exactly. Number 6, pick herself up. Stand up after falling down or recover from a difficult situation.
Recover for a difficult situation.
7, drive. Determination or use a car.
Determination.
Determination. Remember, the two options have the possible. Okay, the two options are two possible meanings. But according to the text, we need to give the context. We know that drive is use a car. But according to the text is determination. Number 8, overcome any obstacle. Beat or solve a problem or climb over something that is in the way.
Beat or solve a problem.
Exactly. Also, this expression overcome is very common when you break up with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, and you say, I overcome. You can do it. Just forget him. Just forget her. Overcome. Okay. So we have this one. Listening and writing, a facing challenge. Listen to a podcast about Bethany Hamilton. Complete the sentences with the correct information. Choose A, B, or C. We have the example. Number 1. As a child, Bethany surfed almost every day with, in this case, her friend Alana. So you need to pay attention to this podcast. Give me a moment to play the audio. One moment, please. Okay, attention.
Page 9, Lesson D. Against the odds. 2. Listening and writing. Facing a challenge. A. Listen to a podcast about Bethany Hamilton. Complete the sentences with the correct information. Choose A, B, or C. Bethany Hamilton was born in Hawaii in 1990. As a child, Bethany was very athletic. She loved skateboarding and swimming, but her greatest passion was surfing. Her parents were avid surfers too, so Bethany began surfing before the age of 5. Almost every day, Bethany and her best friend Alana spent time surfing together. Then, at age 8, Bethany entered and won her first real surf competition. After that, she dreamed of becoming a professional surfer. However, in October of 2003, when Bethany was 13, she was attacked by a 14-foot tiger shark while she was surfing with her friend Alana and Alana's father. Alana and her father put Bethany on a surfboard and paddled her to shore. Miraculously, Bethany survived. She needed several surgeries, but sadly, she lost her left arm. In spite of her severe injury, and less than 1 month after the shark attack, Bethany decided to return to surfing. At first, it was extremely frustrating. Although Bethany tried to paddle her surfboard, she couldn't do it fast enough to catch the waves, and she kept falling off. Her mother began to think surfing was a bad idea for Bethany. It was tough, but Bethany never considered giving up. Her father made a handle for the surfboard, and finally Bethany was able to stay on her board. She also learned to kick harder, which helped make up for the loss of one paddling arm. Bethany's aim was to enter the World Junior Championships, but first, she needed competition experience. In her first local competition, only 3 months after she lost her arm, Bethany took 5th place. A year later, she won 1st place in a national surfing championship. And in 2007, Bethany finally achieved her dream and turned pro, participating in numerous world events as a professional surfer. Bethany has taken part in many surfing competitions since then, including a World Junior Championship, where she earned the second place title. Bethany's amazing story is one that motivates people, young and old alike. In 2004, she wrote her autobiography, and a few years later, her book was made into a movie. She has traveled worldwide, encouraging people to overcome the obstacles they face and pursue their dreams. Bethany has also started a charity to help other shark attack survivors and people who have lost arms and legs. She is an accomplished athlete, a determined individual, and above all else, an inspiring and courageous role model.
I repeat, attention.
Page 9, Lesson D, Against the Odds. 2. Listening and writing. Facing a challenge. A. Listen to a podcast about Bethany Hamilton. Complete the sentences with the correct information. Choose A, B, or C. Bethany Hamilton was born in Hawaii in 1990. As a child, Bethany was very athletic. She loved skateboarding and swimming, but her greatest passion was surfing. Her parents were avid surfers too, so Bethany began surfing before the age of 5. Almost every day, Bethany and her best friend Alana spent time surfing together. Then, at age 8, Bethany entered and won her first real surf competition. After that, she dreamed of becoming a professional surfer. However, in October of 2003, when Bethany was 13, she was attacked by a 14-foot tiger shark while she was surfing with her friend Alana and Alana's father. Alana and her father put Bethany on a surfboard and paddled her to shore. Miraculously, Bethany survived. She needed several surgeries, but sadly, she lost her left arm. In spite of her severe injury, and less than 1 month after the shark attack, Bethany decided to return to surfing. At first, it was extremely frustrating. Although Bethany tried to paddle her surfboard, she couldn't do it fast enough to catch the waves, and she kept falling off. Her mother began to think surfing was a bad idea for Bethany. It was tough, but Bethany never considered giving up. Her father made a handle for the surfboard, and finally Bethany was able to stay on her board. She also learned to kick harder, which helped make up for the loss of one paddling arm. Bethany's aim was to enter the World Junior Championships, but first, she needed competition experience. In her first local competition, only 3 months after she lost her arm, Bethany took 5th place. A year later, she won 1st place in a national surfing championship. And in 2007, Bethany finally achieved her dream and turned pro, participating in numerous world events as a professional surfer. Bethany has taken part in many surfing competitions since then, including a World Junior Championship, where she earned the 2nd place title. Bethany's amazing story is one that motivates people, young and old alike. In 2004, she wrote her autobiography, and a few years later, her book was made into a movie. She has traveled worldwide, encouraging people to overcome the obstacles they face and pursue their dreams. Bethany has also started a charity to help other shark attack survivors and people who have lost arms and legs. She is an accomplished athlete, a determined individual, and above all else, an inspiring and courageous role model. Page 137.
Okay. So let's see. Ready, or you want to listen one more time?
Ready?
Okay. So let's see number 2. Bethany decided to return to surfing.
3 months after.
Letter B.
Uh-huh. A month after the shark attack, Bethany managed to stay on her surfboard because
Her father.
Her father.
Her father.
her father added a handle. In the World Junior Championship, Bethany took
Letter C.
Sí.
Fifth place.
Okay, it was kind of confusing because they mentioned
Second.
the second. Exactly, she won the second in the World Junior. In the local, she won the fifth. And in another competition, she won the first. But in the World Junior, it was the second. Since Bethany lost her arm, she has
Starred in a movie.
In a movie?
more or less.
Written a book.
Or writing a book?
Exactly, she writing a book, and after the director took the information of the book and did a movie, but she didn't appear in the movie. 6. Bethany is described above all as a great
Role model.
Role model?
role model. Exactly. Very good. So now, we check the story of Bethany and the story of Christine. They are anecdotes to describe how they face difficult situations in their lives. So, we are going to do something similar. For this, we have the next structure. When you want to start, you need first to give a context. You need to give a context about the time or the place. For example, when I was a kid or when I was working in a place, you need to give us a context, time or place. Now that you give a context, now you need to give a particular. You start with something general. And in the second point, you are more specific. You give us a particular information. Number 3, you describe what happened in this particular moment. And to finish, at the end, if you have the possibility to unit, to link the events of the past with the events of the present, for example, I lose my leg, but now in the present, I can do this. I develop, I give conferences about this, 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 this. How to link the situations in the past with the situations in the present. We have this example. My biggest challenge. When I was in high school, chemistry was a required subject, but I wasn't very good at it. Here I'm giving a general context. One day, the teacher asked us to give a speech about chemistry in our everyday lives. Here you are saying a particular moment. One day, the teacher. On the day of the speech, I was extremely nervous. I remember looking at all those faces and I wanted to run away. You describe what happened. And it was a big challenge for me to make that speech, but it helped me to become much more confident. Here, this person is linking these ideas of the past with the situation of the present. You have to do something similar about you. You need to describe a difficult situation that you have lived. Try to follow this structure. Questions with the activity?
No, teacher. Isa, complete the text, really?
No, you need to write your own story, your personal story. But, well, we do this after the break. We have 20 minutes for this break. If you want to do this in the break, well, you have the freedom. But if not, you can do it. So we have 20 minutes, guys, for the break.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, guys, let's continue. Tell me, you want time for your text or you already write it?
Two minutes, miss, please.
Okay. Remember, we need to write an anecdote about a difficult situation that we overcome. Okay, we finish? and we finish or we need some minutes. Finish?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so your story, please.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, okay. When I was in the career because of an insect bite, I fell into the hospital for almost 15 days. The doctors at first didn't know what was wrong with me, but after some tests, they realized what had happened to me. But that is not the point of my history. The situation was that while I was hospitalized, it was exam season in the school and I couldn't catch up. I failed almost all the subjects. I failed disappointed. I even thought about changing my career since I saw it very difficult to recover. In the next semester, I chose all the possible classes to try to catch up as soon as possible. I doubled my effort and in the end, I was able to pass the subject. And with good grades, I felt very happy since they were somewhat complicated classes and with difficult teachers. Time could no longer be recovered, but I realized that by working hard, everything can be done. Is all, Miss.
Okay, very good, excellent. That's the story, and congratulations that you could achieve this Okay, we have other volunteer.
May I, teacher?
Yes.
Once a man was out of work. His wife left him and stayed with their son. So since they didn't have anything to pay, they had to ask for asylum in a church. Sometimes they went in, sometimes they didn't, so they had to sleep outside. But the father found a job as a stockbroker, but he needed training, so he tried hard, and in the end, he got the job and gave his son a better life.
Okay, nice. Okay, guys, so with this we finish the topic of lesson B. So before the exam, let's have a very fast review about lesson A and lesson B. Remember that I mentioned that in lesson B we need to memorize. We don't have a formula, we don't have something specific to help you to remember. Here you need to memorize. But let's see first what we check in lesson A. Remember, in lesson A we have a review about simple and continuous verbs. We check simple present, present perfect, and simple past. The same we check present continuous, present perfect continuous, and past continuous. Remember, we use simple verbs for complete or permanent situations, and we use continuous verb for temporary situations or things that are happening in this moment, in this exact moment. In simple verbs, in simple present, we use the auxiliary do or does. Remember, it depends of your subject. And well, remember, with he, she, and it, the verbs we add the letter S. In present perfect, we use the auxiliary have or has, the same depending of your subject, and verbs in past participle. And in simple past, we use the auxiliary did, and obviously verbs in past. In continuous verbs, for example, in present, we use verb to be and verb in ing. In present perfect continuous, we continue using have or has, verb in ing, but in this case we use been. Been is almost obligatory, guys, so please don't forget to use it. And in simple past continuous, we use was or were, depending on the subject, and verb in ing. This is basically what we check. So we have questions in this part.
No.
In lesson B, we check this part that I told you. Verb complements, verb in ing and verb plus to plus verb. Remember, when you have the next verbs consider, finish, imagine, miss, spend, the next verb obligatory needs to be in ing. When you have a verb particle or preposition, for example, end up, keep on, think about, plan on, the next verb is in ing. When you have the verb agree, decide, happen, offer, seem, intend, and expect, the next verb is to, and the verb in the original form. Agree, to pay. Expect, to get. Seem, to go. Now, we have some verbs that you can use with the two options, verb in ing or verb with to. In this case, the meaning is the same. And these verbs are begin, bother, continue, start, like, love, and hate. The meaning is the same. Should I bother applying or should I bother to apply? The two are the same. And we have verbs when the meaning is different depending if you are using ing or to. In this case, I remember, stop and try. Remember, I stopped talking to him is when not talking, you're not talking with this person anymore. You stop because you fight with this person, something like this, and you don't want to know anything. But if you say, I stopped to talk to him, it's because you are walking, you saw this person, you stop walking, and you start talking with this person. And this is the part we check in lesson B. So we have questions, we have comments. Tell me.
No questions, teacher.
Okay, so, well, recémosle a todos los santos que nos sepamos, chicos, a ver si nos ayuda a recordar cómo van los verbos. Y, well, I sent you the link in the chat. You have 20 minutes. Please write your name and your ID. In the case you don't remember your ID, you can write 0. Algo importante, si hicieron un examen y en ese examen sacaron 8, pero después veo que me mandan otro examen donde sacaron 10, nada más acepto el primero que se mandó. El segundo ya no, entonces sean cuidadosos, ¿ok? So you have the link of the exam in the chat. You have 20 minutes. We start at 11:37. We finish at 11:57. Good luck, everybody.
Teacher, sorry.
Yes?
My internet is bad. You can repeat indication?
Yes, in the chat you have the link so you can answer.
You can repeat, please.
In the chat you have the link for the exam. You can answer it.
Okay. Thank you, teacher. What time?
Well, we have 20 minutes. We finish at 11:57.
Thank
Okay, let's continue with the other quiz. In the chat, I sent you the picture. You have to select 3 questions and send me an audio in WhatsApp answering the questions. Questions?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay.
Questions, teacher?
Yes, 3 questions.
Okay. Thanks, teacher.
Miss, le vamos a enviar la respuesta en nota de voz. No escuché la indicación, ay, disculpe.
Yes, by audio.
Gracias.
Teacher, sorry.
Tell me.
Serán 3 questions in the audio box.
Ajá.
Thanks, teacher.
Teacher.